Have you ever wondered if you could communicate with your ex without saying a word? What if there was a way to plant ideas in their minds, make them think of you, or even influence their emotions, all without direct interaction? Subliminal messaging has been a buzzword in psychology and pop culture, but how does it really work when it comes to relationships? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating, mysterious world of subliminal messages for exes. By the end of this video, you'll understand the science behind subliminal communication, how to use it ethically, and whether it truly has the power to rekindle old flames or create closure. What are subliminal messages? To start, let's break down what subliminal messages actually are. The term subliminal comes from the Latin words sub, meaning below, and limen, meaning threshold. Essentially, subliminal messages are stimuli that fall below the conscious threshold of awareness. They can be auditory or visual cues, like faint sounds, hidden images, or even subtle body language, that bypass our conscious mind but influence our subconscious thoughts. Research on subliminal messages dates back to the 1950s, when marketing experts used them to manipulate consumer behavior. Remember the infamous claim that flashing "drink Coca-Cola" during a movie increased soda sales? While this specific claim was later debunked, it opened the door to more studies about how subconscious stimuli can shape our decisions, emotions, and even memories. But here's the catch. Subliminal messages don't work like magic spells. Their effectiveness depends on various factors, including context, emotional state, and how susceptible a person is to subtle cues. Why use subliminal messages for an ex? So, why would anyone want to use subliminal messaging with an ex? Breakups are emotional whirlwinds. Whether you're seeking closure, want them to miss you, or hope to rekindle the relationship, the idea of influencing their thoughts can be tempting. Subliminal messaging offers a non-confrontational way to express emotions or intentions. However, it's essential to consider the ethical boundaries here. Subliminal messaging shouldn't be used to manipulate or control someone. Instead, it can serve as a tool for personal growth or a way to convey positive energy. For example, you might use subliminal techniques to inspire forgiveness, empathy, or even self-reflection in your ex, qualities that can lead to healthier interactions. The science behind subliminal messaging. Now let's talk about science. Psychologists have long studied how subliminal messaging influences human behavior. One study published in the journal Emotion found that exposure to subliminal emotional faces could affect mood. For instance, participants who saw happy faces, even for a fraction of a second, reported feeling more positive emotions afterward. When applied to relationships, subliminal cues could potentially trigger memories or emotions associated with you. Here's how it works. 1. Priming. By associating yourself with positive stimuli, you can prime their subconscious to think of you in a favorable light. 2. Memory activation. Subliminal messages can evoke specific memories or emotions tied to past experiences. For instance, a familiar song or phrase might remind them of shared moments. 3. Emotional resonance. Subtle cues that align with their emotional state can make your message feel more impactful. But again, the effects are subtle and require consistency to build meaningful associations. Practical examples of subliminal messaging. Let's get practical. How can subliminal messages be integrated into your interactions, or lack thereof, with an ex? Here are a few examples. Social media. Posting a photo of you enjoying an activity they introduced you to can subtly remind them of your connection. For example, if they loved hiking, a picture of you on a scenic trail might evoke memories of your adventures together. Music and quotes. Sharing song lyrics or inspirational quotes that resonate with your feelings can serve as indirect communication. But be subtle. Avoid anything too on the nose, or it might come off as desperate. Ambient reminders. If you're still in indirect contact, like sharing a workplace or mutual friends, small things like wearing a perfume they associate with you can trigger subconscious memories. Audio affirmations. If you want to use subliminal messaging on yourself to heal or grow, consider creating personalized audio affirmations. Listening to these can help rewire your brain to focus on self-improvement and positivity, which in turn might naturally draw your ex's attention to your transformation. Ethical considerations. Here's where things get serious. Subliminal messaging, while intriguing, walks a fine line between influence and manipulation. Before you try to use these techniques, ask yourself, what are my intentions? Using subliminal messaging to instill guilt, regret, or dependence in someone else is not only unethical, but can backfire. On the flip side, focusing on positive messages, like fostering mutual respect or inspiring personal growth, can lead to healthier outcomes for both parties. Remember, true reconciliation or closure comes from open communication, not mind games. If you're seeking to repair a relationship, consider using subliminal techniques as a supplementary tool rather than the foundation of your efforts. When subliminal messaging doesn't work, not every relationship can, or should, be salvaged through subliminal messaging. If your ex is firm in their decision to move on, no amount of subtle cues will change their mind. And that's okay. Relationships are complex, and sometimes the best thing you can do is respect the other person's boundaries. It's also worth noting that subliminal messaging requires time, patience, and a level of detachment. If you're overly fixated on immediate results, you might unintentionally push them further away. So, can subliminal messages really influence an ex? The answer is maybe. While they can plant subtle seeds of thought, the outcome depends on multiple factors, including the state of your relationship, your intentions, and how those messages are perceived. Ultimately, subliminal messaging is a tool, one that should be used responsibly and with care. Focus on healing, self-improvement, and fostering healthy communication. And who knows? Sometimes, when you stop chasing, the things meant for you find their way back. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating topics. And as always, drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on subliminal messaging.